Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabhi virilitam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Today we will study how Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna he has come to meet some devotees. As usual, the ministerial job is coming to meet the devotees, talking to them. Now and then, just ordinary words, how are you, what you were doing, like that. Us, again, almost in the next sentence will be very high philosophy, helping them to take the mind very higher level of the spirituality. This is the specialty of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. The mostly when we see the holy people, we see them secluded, not talking with others, and only in that particular place, maybe the temple or a cave or any other place, they will be meeting the devotees and talking to them. And here we find a completely different. With a person, he is going door to door to different people, talking to them and helping them, guiding them towards the God realization. Not that all those people were his devotees or disciples, not that they all were his followers. And some of them they were following and practicing some other religions also, other paths. But he was very eager to talk to them and guide them in the proper channel. This is again another tenet, another speciality of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. There are different planes of consciousness he is mentioning. The different planes of consciousness. The gross, the subtle, the causal, and the great cause. Entering the Mahakarana, the great cause, one becomes silent, one cannot utter a word. It's very simple. He was talking here and there, nothing. Suddenly, he is taking us to a very high philosophy. There's a gross, subtle, shukshma. First is the sthula, shukshma, karana, mahakarana. So, what is this? So this explanation, casually he is telling it. But the depth, if we try to understand, the sthula we can understand. The sthula constantly, everything that we are feeling, this body, sthula sharira. And sukshma sharira, this pancha prana, dasha indriya, mana and buddhi. These 7 things are called sukshma. And that is apanchikrita. Pancha prana, dasha indriya, mana and buddhi. These are the 17. They are the subtle body. What are the pancha prana? Most of us we know. Dasha indriya we know. Man, the mind, and also the buddhi, the best part of the mind which takes the decision. So these are sukshma sharira. Apanchikrita bhutabhyam sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam atmabodha. He is giving the definition of this. This is the bhoga sadhanam. The bhoga, all the desires that comes, where it comes? In the mind. And who enjoys? The mind. The body is not the enjoyer. There's someone else. He is only asking the body to go over there to have that, but it is really the mind that is called sukshma sharira. And then it called karana sharira. What is the karana sharira? Anandamaya kosha. And from the karana sharira, the anandamaya kosha, almost the last, when the pancha kosha again, when we are reading the gospel, a single sentence, a word, it takes us to the so many philosophy and Hindu philosophy. The moment you open the box, my God, it's very difficult to handle. There's so many varieties of things are there. Now it says the Annamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, and then the Anandamaya. Pancha Kosha Vilakshana Atma. The Pancha Kosha means these 5 covers, 5 seals. And what is the Pancha Kosha? From this body it begins and it goes to the subtle thing, and that is Anandamaya. And that's why it says is the doorway to higher consciousness. From here we can go to higher consciousness, which has been mentioned by Sri Ramakrishna, Mahakarana. The Mahakarana, Karana is the cause. And that cause, the Hiranyagarbha, sometimes they say that it is Hiranyagarbha, that is the cause. From here all the things are coming. All the creation, everything is happening over there. So we cannot imagine. So we close down and come to an individual level which we can understand, we can have. So this Karana Sharira, this is the Anandamaya Kosha, is a bridge between the individual consciousness and the collective consciousness. The individual and the collective consciousness, that is bridged by this Karana Sharira. And this Karana Sharira is the Anandamaya Vijnanamaya Kosha. That is, and these are the levels. Now where we are, Sthula Sharira. So what is the Sthula Sharira? With this body, the gross functions and the desire, and from there when we meditate, so slowly, every moment we have to think that we are not the gross body, we are not the subtle body, and the Karana Sharira also is not me, I am the Mahakarana. I should go back to that. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling that there are different planes of consciousness, and this consciousness grows the subtle, the causal, and the great cause. Now he said, one becomes silent, one cannot utter a word after attaining Mahakarana. Up to this. Now he is mentioning, but an Ishara Koti. An Ishara Koti, again for the people, they have gradation. And not for the ordinary people, those who are trying to realize God. They are advancing in the spiritual line. For them, higher level is Sharakoti, and after attaining the great cause, can come down again to the lower planes. This is a very important sentence for us. Though they are coming back, though they are coming down, then some people they are criticizing Vivekananda, some people are criticizing the Sri Ramakrishna, some people criticizing Jesus, like these and that. But they do not understand where they are and where we are. We are only judging from very low level. That's why they don't understand. So this is the thing we have to keep in mind. The Ishara Koti, for them, even after attending the great cause, that means the Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Ishara love, God realization, that is the cause. And even then they can come back. Incarnations of God and others like them belong to the class of Ishakoti. Who are the Ishakotis? Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, incarnations of God and others like them, that means the higher grade rishis, they are the Ishakotis. They have realized the God. They have realized the truth. They don't have any reason to come down. Even then they come down, and it is like a very famous footballer or a game teacher. He was a very famous player. He need not to come down to again to that court, but he sometimes comes down to teach the junior people. So that is possible. So when he is coming down, not that everybody can do that. They will be trying and they are reaching to some place and then they are off. They don't like to, but these people, they are so successful, even after that, they feel for the others and they come down. I am giving a very ordinary example though, but here it is possible. The great soul like Sri Ramakrishna, Jesus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have attained that. Even then they come back. Ordinary soul cannot do that. So it says that they go, and Sri Ramakrishna is explaining, they climb up and they can also come down. They climb to the roof and they can come down again by the stairs. This is like negation and affirmation. So again, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning negation and affirmation. Neti neti, iti iti. Now, simple sentence he is mentioning, the words actually. But if we don't know the background, the philosophy, we won't be able to make it. Though today one gentleman came, a couple, husband and wife, they came and they are from Ohio. And while talking, he was mentioning, I am a born Christian, I grew up in the Christian atmosphere, but I don't know, when I grew up then suddenly I start feeling an interest in the Hinduism. So I was searching for a guru, then a Mataji came from Maharashtra, somewhere nearby, some people told, I went, I liked her, and then I took Diksha. Then after some time I saw our Ravi Shankar, I also liked him. But recently I have got a book, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Now I am putting aside all other books, I am only reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And I came to visit Chicago, this is the summer time, so myself and my wife just traveling over here. Then I thought I must go to the center of the Sri Ramakrishna mission. So I searched, I found the Vedanta Society, so today I am here, I am so happy. He came and he sat and Sri Ramakrishna, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Our people, I never saw people are purchasing gospel. They are purchasing Atma Bodha, they are purchasing these and that, all high standard Vedanta book without preparation, without knowing anything, the basic. No problem, they can do. But those who are really, really sincere, like to develop the spiritual life, this is the book. So Sri Ramakrishna said, if anyone is trying to reach God sincerely, he will come to me. It's not a boasting. Me means idea will be clear about the spiritual life. And this is very, very necessary. Otherwise, like the parrots, we go on reading and then memorizing and then chanting, but it has no value because it never goes to the deeper level of our mind. So this Sri Ramakrishna's book, it says negation and affirmation. This is the two system of practices. Not these, not these, not these. This is the practice of the Vedanta. And the Vedanta, in the beginning they say, it is not, it is not, it is not. And they go, no, this body, it is not me. This mind, it is not me. This phenomenon, this world, it is not me. See, they go on negation, and then they reach. This is one way. But after over there, some great soul, they say, no, why? So the devotees, and I was just reading today one, I forgot that Vedanta Acharya, he is giving the instruction to his disciple. If you cannot say, give up your ego, and if you find that ego, that it is there, and you cannot give it up, and that is the first step to realize God, realize the Atman or the Brahman. You have to negate the ego, the I. Suppose you cannot do that, then cover the whole thing with your ego. Then he said very nicely, I liked it very much. He said, if you cannot negate the ego, remove the ego, cannot come out free from the ego, the I, the ahamkara, then cover the whole thing. Everything is nothing but me, I. That is the ultimate. Ishavashyamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. So cover the whole world. You need not to give up the world. Cover the whole world with the presence of God. Whatever I see, wherever I go, it is nothing but the God's place, and God I see and I talk. So this is neti neti, iti iti, negation and affirmation. These are the two processes. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, an ordinary jiva after much spiritual effort can go to a higher plane, but he cannot come down to tell others his experiences. They suppose he goes, but it is not possible for him. His experience. After much effort, he may go into samadhi, but he cannot climb down from the state or tell others what he has seen there. It's not for the ordinary people. So there is a class, Nitya Siddha, another group, Sri Ramakrishna. And these are the terminologies he has used. This is really unique. Nitya Siddha, eternally perfect. Siddha means perfect. Nitya, eternally. There's a group of Nitya Siddhas, ever perfect. From their very birth they seek God. They do not enjoy anything of the world. Those who are born as the companions of the incarnation of God are eternally perfect. For some of them, that birth is the last. Now, if we look at some of the great souls, the Avatara Purushas, you will always find they choose some people. Like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna chose these young people. Jesus chose very ordinary people, apparently very ordinary. Not that very highly scholar and all that, very ordinary people. But afterwards, their life shows they're exceptional people. The Jesus chose some of the fishermen, and the fishermen became highly exalted spiritual teachers. How it is possible? And that proves that there is a spiritual power is there. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning those who come with the incarnation. Not so many came, but few were chosen. They say that so many came to the God, few were chosen. Why? Because they know, they understand. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, so many people came to him. But he chose only few people, few young men, and he told, you should come to me. So those who come with and they are the companions of the incarnation of God, eternally perfect. And to Vijay, he is telling, Vijay Krishna Goswami, those who are following this, they know, and those who are studying the life of Sri Ramakrishna, they know the Vijay Krishna Goswami. You have both yoga and bhoga. So that is nicely he is mentioning that King Janaka also had yoga and bhoga. The Vijay Krishna, though he was a highly exalted spiritual teacher, yoga and bhoga means what? So they were eager to do something for the worldly life. At the same time, they were not that way attached to that. So the spiritual life and the worldly life both were there. We are, the sannyasis, we are here. We are also maintaining the properties and these and that. Is it called bhoga? No. This is different. But those, the Janaka, he was a king. He had a completely different responsibilities. So he is mentioning in this way that to the Vijay Krishna, you are having yoga and bhoga. King Janaka also had yoga and bhoga. He mentioned about the Janaka. Therefore, he is called the Rajashris. See, in this only one page, Sri Ramakrishna is giving so many definitions. Rajarshi, Raja and Rishi. The Raja means the one who is having some responsibility for this worldly life, and also the Rishi is completely detached because he knows it's all futile, also temporary. So this is called Rajarshi, both king and the seer. And then he said, Narada was a Devarshi, he was a Devata, and at the same time Rishi. So Deva, Rishi. Who is a Devata? He is a demigods. They are very, very spiritual. So they are free from this, our level, but at the same time, they are not merged with the God. A little lower than that. They are having a lot of power. They can go anywhere. They can do anything. But at the same time, they are not complete. So that is why they say Devarshi, Devata and Rishi. And about Shukadeva, he said Brahmarshi. He was the Brahman, at the same time he was the Rishi. He never could think of anything else but the Brahman, the consciousness all pervading. And that is the reason he could not put any cloth on his body, because he was not having any body consciousness. He was not having any body consciousness. Because I am everywhere. So that consciousness, when it is all the time, 24 hours, then why you will think about the food or the clothing or the shelter? Nothing. That used to come and to help him, but in his mind it was not that. So Brahmarshi, yes, again he is giving the importance on that. Yes, Shukadeva was a Brahmarshi. He was not a mere Jnani. He was not a mere Jnani. Majority of us, we are thinking about the Jnana, and Jnana Marga is very scientific, so the modern people, they like it. At least for the listening, they like it. And he was the very embodiment of Jnana. He was not a Jnani, mere Jnani, embodiment of Jnana, the divine knowledge. Whom do we call a Jnani? Now Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning a man who has attained knowledge and has done so after much effort. Who has attained knowledge? Now those who are reading the Gospel for the first time, it's difficult for them. They should have a teacher, they should have someone guide. What is knowledge? Those who have attained knowledge, I call them Jnani. What does it mean by knowledge? There are so many varieties of knowledge. Does it mean, is he meaning that? No. Again, you have to go back to the scripture where it is clearly mentioned in the Hindu scripture, there are two types of knowledges. One is Paravidya and Aparavidya. Para and Apara, spiritual knowledge and mundane knowledge. Now, varieties of mundane knowledge, including the scriptural books. But what is spiritual knowledge? Realization. When one realizes that I am that Supreme Brahman, I am that God, that is called knowledge. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling, after much effort, he reached over there thinking that I am that. Shukadeva was the very image of knowledge. In other words, a form of concentrated knowledge. He is going on trying to impress upon the mind of the listeners that Shukadeva was completely different. Janaka, Narada, completely different. The Janaka was very earthly, and Devarshi, Devata and Rishi, God and the seer, this Narada, even then, but the Shukadeva was different. This Shukadeva, he attained knowledge spontaneously, without any labor. Shukadeva never sat for meditation or went to Guru, but some of the things sometimes he's asking, but his life from the beginning itself, it was like this. And saying this, Sri Ramakrishna is asking Kedar to sing and Kedar is singing. When he is discussing, we can understand the mind of Sri Ramakrishna is soaring very high. And it's become very difficult for him to control the mind. We cannot imagine that. Because after a lot of practices, our mind goes a little up, a little concentrated. But his mind, moment there is just instance, any information, any name, any word, immediately so high. So to bring that down, because he went to Calcutta to a devotee's house to talk to the devotees, if he goes in the meditation, so what will happen? So he brings his mind down through songs, and then he will be chatting ordinary way. So I find that he is telling then about the food. I just like to mention about it. Narendra is regarding the food, because those people, they say food is ready, please come. So naturally the discussion went to the food. What type of food we should eat? Somebody asked. Narendra said, as regards food, one should take whatever comes. So Narendra, and you can understand the Narendra's age, the 19 years. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what you say applies only to a particular state of the aspirant's mind. Particular stage of aspirants. Anything that comes is no problem. No food can harm a jnani. According to the Gita, the jnani himself does not eat. Eating is an offering to whatever he is eating is an offering to the Kundalini. Do you remember that whenever, before any the food that it has been served, but we always say Brahmarpanam Brahma. That is from the Gita. And that means whatever we eat, whatever we offer, in the way we offer, everything is nothing but Brahman. As because without Brahman there is nothing. That is the conception of the Vedanta, the ultimate conception. So I am not different from that. When we are telling it this way, Kundalini, and to Narendra, we thought it is all right. So he was a very young boy. But Sri Ramakrishna knew who he was. He was just a jnani, this Narendra. So he said, for you it is okay, with you it is all right. You are these as well as that. This means this human body, but as well as you are that God. The one gentleman is writing, now I have to write and I have to tell the truth. And what truth he is mentioning? The Swami Vivekananda, he came and he preached the Kali against the Vaishnava. It's all wrong thing. He never talked about that. He was a Shakta and all. So this is called the Moha Dasta. Previously also some people, they were very curious what he ate, where he lived and all these things and nonsense. Because they do those things, they cannot overcome that. So all the time they think in that way. Their mind is dwelling so low in the physical level, they cannot think of some people who are sacrificing, they are talking in the spiritual level, they cannot imagine that. Recently a person, he always, anything happens, he will be just opposite way, in a negative way he will give the discussion will be completely negative. The mind is so low. But anyway, that is a different thing. Here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you are this and you are that too. You can eat everything now. And so everybody is, all the devotees, they are laughing, and the devotees say, blessed is he who feels longing for God. This is an important. Many times he said, blessed is he who is longing for God, though he eats pork. But shame on him whose mind dwells on lust and gold, though he eats the purest food, boiled vegetable, rice and ghee. Very clear. Whether you like it or not, but this is the truth. So it is not the body. The body is sustaining with the food. When you take the food, what is that food? Only sustaining for the body. not the mind. And mind is the part of the subtle body. And from the subtle body, it is the causal body. Just now we read that. So this physical body has nothing to do with anything. So what is very, very important is the mind. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna stressed on, whenever you come over here, you must listen. And you must ponder. You must judge. So only your mind will go on thinking and slowly get purified. Otherwise, when the people are thinking about what drink I will drink, from whom, what food, where you are living, your whole mind is on the body, just like the animals. The animals are 100% mind is on food. So that's why in the sloka sometimes they say, it's not in the scripture, but some of the teachers that is to teach that the ahara nitra maitunancha samanname tat pasuvi narana. These are all common for the animals and the human mind. Dharmena hina pashuvi sumana. Now dharma. Without the dharma, a human being is no better than an animal, pashuvi. So what is the difference, pashu and human? They are also living on food only. All mind is attached to that food and nothing else. Food and little protection, because they are happy. But the human mind, dharma, what is that dharma? Constant vichara, constant monitoring the mind. What my mind is thinking, where I am going. Is it going downward or upward? We have to keep, particularly when you come, very raw mind, we do not know anything, we are open, this is good. But after some time, when you practice something, immediately the ego start playing. Ego understood that, oh, he is going to get the success in the spiritual life. Maya, immediately it will come, he will react, and slowly start bringing your ego. And so, I know this, I know that, I don't like to do this, I don't like to listen to that. And that way, again you break your whole circle. So this path is very, very slippery and dangerous. And that is the reason they say you must read books. So this, our scripture particularly. So it goes on this way, and Sri Ramakrishna is telling that I almost became mad, such was my longing for God. He said, those who are longing for God, though they eat fourth and other, is nothing for them. Then he is mentioning, I am almost became mad, such a way my longing for God. Narendra began to sing. So the moment he gave that, immediately Narendra, taking up the clue, he sang. It's a very famous song. He said, Amai Dema Pagol Kure. He's begging to the Divine Mother, make me mad. Oh Mother, make me mad with thy love. What need have I of knowledge or reason? If I am loving the God with whole soul, I don't need the reason. Oh, why should I love God and all this reasoning? That is all lower level. And the knowledge I am going on thinking, lower level. So Swami Vivekananda said, religion is realization. And after the realization, religion begins. So we think that, oh, we are practicing religion. No, after the realization only. And what is the realization? Completely, 100%. You are transformed into spirituality. You will never make any mistake. So this is called that the music was over, the master, Vijay, Narendra and other devotees sat down, all eyes were fixed on Sri Ramakrishna, who began conversing with the devotees. Then one person is asking, now, we were in the so high plane of the spirituality, and now Sri Ramakrishna sat, Then one person is asking, is Kedar? Sri Ramakrishna liked him. So Kedar is telling humbly, how can I get rid of my dizziness? Look at it. So he feels dizzy. So he is asking Sri Ramakrishna, thinking that some spiritual medicine he will give. And Sri Ramakrishna's reply, Master, tenderly, with a great softness, he says, one gets that. I have had it myself. Use a little almond oil. I have heard that it cures dizziness. Friends, we have to understand this. Kedar may be like us, he was thinking, Sri Ramakrishna will tell, come, I will touch your head and everything will go. He could do that. He was all powerful. He transformed the mind of the Narendranath. 3 days and 3 nights, he gave the experience of the Advaita. Could he not cure the dizziness from that? But Sri Ramakrishna never went to that. Rather, he said, you better use almond oil. So it will cure your dizziness. This proves that for all this small little thing, he was very normal. He never did any miraculous thing. But the most of the people, they think that is religion. No, not at all. Nothing like that. And the Kedar, he said, I shall sap. Kedar is a very good devotee. The moment the master said, you use the almond oil, he took it. Since it has come from the mouth of the Sri Ramakrishna, it will work. So that is again from the part of the Kedar. He is also so devoted. And then afterwards, the master to Chunilal, hello, how is everything? Now, he was discussing the higher spiritual truth. Now he came down to the ordinary level and he is discussing ordinary things. Sometimes we also organize it. This is all the framework of Sri Ramakrishna. So the Vedanta Society and the Ramakrishna Mission monks, when they are spreading the message of the religion, you will find almost the same pattern it follows. We also go to somebody's parlor and we always say, someone is inviting me to go. I don't know, why alone I will go? You better invite some other devotees. We will have a talk. Then feed them also and I will also take some food. Only visiting, sitting over there and chatting and drinking, it doesn't matter anything. For us, always how to reach out to some people and to tell them the truth. Maybe some people are very good speakers, they can put the words so that touch the hearts of the people. Some are not that good, but still they're trying. And this is the way. Sri Ramakrishna used to go to different houses. He used to invite other devotees also to attend over there. He used to discuss in this way. And we go and we do puja, we have the discourses, and then again we sit and we chat. Sri Ramakrishna in the same, hey, how are the things? Like that he is coming down. Then Shurendra stood near Sri Ramakrishna. This is a very important incident. Shurendra stood near you have heard the words name Surendra. He is connected with Sri Ramakrishna. Master Mahashaya, the recorder, he is mentioning, he was in the habit of drinking and often went into excess. Surendra. These had worried the master greatly, but he had not asked Surendra to give up drinking altogether. Is it not very unique? Because mostly the Asians, the moment there is an opportunity, we always give our advices, whether they seek it or not, want it or not. We always give the advice. Hey, you should not do this, you should not do that. But look at the master. Shurendra was so close to him. He was a greatly devotee. But master never said anything, you stop drinking. You never said like that. Rather, how he handled. This is also we should learn. He had never said, he said, look here, Surendra, whenever you drink wine, now this is very important, offer it beforehand to the Divine Mother. Can you imagine? Before drinking the wine, offer it to the Divine Mother. So what happened? This is nothing but what is intoxication? The mental attachment only. I saw one person, and hard also, one person opium, used to take the opium at the right time. And that man was having the long beard and also the mustache, almost covering the mouth. And he was eager because the time was over. You know, those who are intoxicated at particular time, they must have to have that. So he came running to a shopkeeper. Give me the opium. That was available. So the different sizes of opium were there. So they used to sell. Give me that one, a little bigger one he took, and he threw it from his hand, he threw it to his mouth, opened his mouth, but because of his big, the mustache that was covering his mouth, it didn't enter, and rather it fell, but he was satisfied. He didn't notice that it didn't enter into, but now I am saved. So much. Now thank you. But it was lying over there. It is in a village, and the small shop, a roadside shop, this happened. So what is this? All our mental condition. I want that, so I am suffering. The moment I think I have got that, I am satisfied. But physically it is not. So this is Sri Ramakrishna is trying to take the mind off from the attachment. So he said, drink it, but whenever you drink wine, offer it beforehand to the Divine Mother. Now some people, why Divine Mother? Divine Mother? It is nothing. Each and everything that we see over here is under the power of the divinity. That's called Maya. So Divine Mother is that capacity, that power. So when you are offering to her, it happens nothing. So, and see that your brain doesn't become clouded and that you don't reel. This is the instruction of the Guru. He is asking his disciple not to stop, so continue, but slowly overcome this. First, you are offering to the Mother, so naturally with the devotion you should take. Second, be careful that you should not reel after drinking that, so control your mind. Those who are working very hard, particularly those who do the brain work, they need little that respite sometimes. And those who are physically working very hard, they too need that as a medicine. So they can sleep well. And not that everybody has to have. So in our scripture they used to say, the middle class people should not drink. It's not necessary. But the kings and his ministers, constantly they are thinking about this thing and that, exciting. So they can drink a little, it's okay. Now recently a great thing happened in India. That is in the Kashmir. So it was continuing for the 70 years. Now suddenly they have changed it and changed in a very nice way. And the Kashmiri will be benefited by this. That they are not understanding all this. Now each and every project that the central government is doing, that will reach to their root. Ordinary Kashmiri people will be benefited by this, I am for sure. Now, when the person they did, in the newspaper report, 3 days and 3 nights they could not sleep. The people who were there in the core group, they were planning and executing without mentioning anyone. If you mention the administration like this, if you mention everything to everyone, and you won't be able to do that, because everybody will come forward, they will give their opinion. It's so difficult. So that is the reason. Administration means you have to keep something very secret and then you do. And those people, they could not sleep for 2 days, 3 days and 2 nights. Can you imagine how hard? But when they are there, you won't be. Suppose for that they like to release their tension, they take some wine. It is nothing that, oh, they are drinking wine. No, it is not. But a monk should not do. Why? It is not necessary for him. An ordinary person, the homemakers, the ladies who are in the house, they should not. Why? Unnecessarily. But if they take, that is not good for them and it's committing sin. So that is the instruction of the scripture also. So only these people are allowed to take. And the Hindu scripture always very open. They say sometimes, some curiosity is always there. How is the wine? What will happen if I drink? For some days, like after the Vijayadashami, all are allowed to drink. Okay. That particular day, they can do. So this way, the Sri Ramakrishna is controlling him. And then the last part, then he chanted the name of Hari. Why he did that? He just instructed his disciple. Now he is not giving him any other instructions, or through his blessings, he is completely curing him. He is not doing that. But immediately after that, he is doing the same thing in a totally different way. He chanted the name of Hari, clapping his hands occasionally. In a sweet voice he said, Hari, Hari, O mind, chant the name of Hari, sing the name of Hari. Then he chanted Rama, 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 Rama. The Ramayati iti Rama. Rama means the joy, the pleasure. When you find the joy and pleasure, that is Rama. And now the master began to pray. This is called prayer. How he is praying? O Rama, I am without devotion and austerity, without knowledge and love. I have not performed any religious rites. O Rama, I have taken refuge in you. I have taken shelter at thy feet. I do not want creature comforts. I do not seek name and fame. O Rama, I do not crave for the 8 occult powers. I am thy servant. I have taken refuge in thee. Grant, O Rama, that I may have pure love for thy lotus feet. Pure love, that I may not be deluded by thy world bewitching Maya. O Rama, I have taken refuge in thee. If you have read the Ramayana, in one place when the Lakshmana was arguing, the Vibhishana should not be allowed in the camp. And the Rama said, if anyone has taken the shelter, I will never say, go to him. It is not possible. Whoever comes. And what is this Rama? This. What is this Rama? Truthfulness. What is this Rama? Dutifulness. So everything, that personality is Sri Ramachandra. The Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us how to pray. And how to pray? I take refuge in thee. I am at your feet. I do not know anything. You know everything. You know who am I. You know what will be better for me. So this is the way one should pray. We do not understand the prayer. We go on chanting the long Sanskrit poem that gives us solace. There is nothing wrong. But the prayer means talking to God. Prayer means talking. Here the Sri Ramakrishna is giving an example. Just, oh Rama, please. But we can talk to the Mother, we can talk to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji. These are the things that I am doing. Please help me. You must have to. It is your work. I don't want anything. You have to. And that is called prayer. And if one can do it sincerely, with open heart, he will get the response for sure. So thank you, friends. Today we'll stop over here, and the next day again, next Tuesday, we will read the accounts of the Monday, September 29, 1884. The Master Mahasaya is having the third day of the Durga Puja. What happened at that time? Thank you. Let us conclude. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.